The day my wife left me, she said, "You're a good man, but you're just too boring." 8 months later, she walked into a crowded room, saw me standing there, and suddenly couldn't say a word. The day my wife left me, she stood at the door with a suitcase and said, "Daniel, you're too boring." I looked at her in disbelief. "Boring?" She sighed. "You're a good man. You're kind and loyal. But I want excitement. I want adventure. I want to feel alive. I already knew there was someone else. Is it Marcus?" She looked away. That was my answer. For 9 years, I had loved this woman. I had stood beside her through difficult days, remembered the little things, and built a quiet life with her. But apparently, quiet was no longer enough. I could have begged her to stay. Instead, I simply said, "If you believe leaving is what will make you happy, then go." She stared at me. "You're not going to fight for me?" I smiled sadly. I'd been fighting for us for a long time. I just didn't realize I was fighting alone. Then she left. That night, I sat alone in our apartment. The silence was painful. For weeks, I barely took care of myself. I went to work, came home, and spent most of my time thinking about the woman who had decided I was not exciting enough. One evening, my best friend Noah came over. He looked at me and said, "She left you, Daniel. Don't leave yourself too." Those words stayed with me. The next morning, I cleaned the apartment. Then I started walking every day. I began cooking again. I started reading books. Slowly, I remembered the man I had been before my marriage. Then something unexpected happened. I began volunteering at a local community center. There, I met a little boy named Sam. He was quiet and always sat alone. One day, I helped him with his reading. When I was leaving, he asked, "Are you coming next Sunday?" "Yes." "Promise?" I smiled. "Promise." From that day on, I kept coming back. I helped Sam and the other children with homework. I collected books and school supplies. I never did it for attention. I simply wanted to help. Months passed. My life became peaceful again. I was no longer trying to prove anything to Emily. I was simply happy. Then, 8 months after she left me, I attended a charity event organized by the community center. I stood near the back of the room, hoping nobody would notice me. Then I heard a familiar voice. "Daniel?" I turned around. Emily was standing behind me. She stared at me. "You look different." I smiled. People change. I heard about the community project. Really? Yes. I saw a video online. Before I could say anything, my name was called from the stage. The host announced that I was being recognized for my work with the children. I walked onto the stage. The applause made me uncomfortable. I looked at the crowd and said, "I don't think kindness makes anyone special." The room became quiet. "I think kindness is something we should all give more freely." I looked toward the children. Sometimes, the most important things in life happen quietly. A child asking you to come back. An old person needing someone to listen. A stranger helping someone carry a heavy bag. These things may look boring to some people. I looked toward Emily. But to someone who feels alone, they can mean everything. When I stepped off the stage, Emily was waiting. Her eyes were filled with tears. "You changed," she whispered. "Maybe. I didn't know you were doing all this. You never asked." She looked down. I was wrong. I didn't answer. She continued. "I thought you were boring because you were quiet. Because you liked simple things. Because you didn't need parties and excitement every night." She wiped her tears. "I thought excitement was happiness. And now I know they're not the same thing." I remained silent. She looked at me. Marcus and I ended things. I'm sorry. She gave a sad smile. You're still kind to me. I don't know how to be anything else. She began to cry. I thought your kindness was ordinary. She took a breath. I thought the quiet life you gave me was something I had to escape from. I looked at her. And now I realize I had something many people spend their entire lives searching for. I felt the old pain return for a moment. But I was no longer the same broken man she had left. Emily, I said, I loved you very much. I know. But I don't want you to come back just because you finally realized I wasn't boring. She nodded. I understand. I want to be loved for who I am. She looked at me with tears in her eyes. You deserve that. That night, she gave me a letter. At home, I opened it. It said, Daniel. I spent 8 months chasing excitement because I thought quiet meant empty. I was wrong. You were never boring. I was simply too distracted to appreciate you. You remembered the little things. You stayed when life was difficult. You loved me quietly and consistently. I am sorry I realized your value too late. I don't expect you to come back. I only wanted you to know that I finally understand. You were never boring. You were kind. You were loyal. You were safe. And I was foolish enough to think those things were not exciting enough. Emily. I read the letter twice. I didn't throw it away. But I didn't call her either. Because forgiveness does not always mean returning to the past. Sometimes, forgiveness means letting go of the anger. Months later, Emily began volunteering at the community center. At first, we barely spoke. Then slowly, we started talking again. Not as husband and wife, but as two people who had changed. One evening, she asked me, Do you still think I'm the same woman who left you? I shook my head. No. Do you think I'm better now? I think you're more honest. She smiled. And do you still think you're boring? I laughed. Sometimes. She laughed too. Then she said, I'm sorry I ever called you boring. I looked at her. Why? Because I finally understand what I had. What did you have? She looked at me. A man who stayed. I smiled. And what do you have now? She took my hand. Another chance. We did not immediately return to the way we were. We took our time. We talked. We forgave. We learned. And eventually, we decided to try again. But this time, we built something different. Something more honest. Emily still loved adventure. I still loved quiet evenings. But we learned that love does not require two people to be exactly the same. It requires two people to appreciate each other. The woman who once called me boring eventually understood something important. A quiet life is not an empty life. A loyal person is not a boring person. And kindness is never ordinary to someone who truly understands its value. So if someone ever leaves you because they think you are not exciting enough, don't destroy yourself trying to prove them wrong. You don't have to become someone else to deserve love. The right person will not call your loyalty boring. They will call it rare. And sometimes, the person who walks away from you will only understand your value after losing you. But by then, you may have already discovered the truth. You were never boring. You were simply loving someone who failed to appreciate your heart. If this story touched your heart, like this video and subscribe to the channel for more emotional love stories and powerful life lessons. And remember, never lose yourself.